Good evening and welcome to the 2011 Voice Awards at Paramount Studio in Hollywood. We are here this evening with an absolutely packed room full of energy and excitement. Lots of people here to celebrate with the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. And this is where Hollywood and our government and administration come together with people that have lived experience. And we celebrate the health, wellness, recovery, and strength of individuals with mental health and substance abuse concerns. We have some people here on the red carpet already, so we'll just say hello here.
Hi.
Hello, Pat Risser. Excuse the hug, but I and the Board of Witness Justice nominated Pat Risser, and he's one of our special award winners this evening. So thank you for stopping for the webcast.
Oh, thank you for nominating me, and it's an honor and a privilege to get this award, and I appreciate the recognition, and I hope we honor all the rest of the heroes who are working in the field of trauma.
And Pat, maybe you could tell us a little something about why you think it's so important for Hollywood to portray individuals with mental health concerns accurately, and what would you like to see them do differently?
I don't think that it's a mental illness when a woman gets beaten or raped. I don't think it's a mental illness when a child can't feel safe in their own home. And I think it gets misdiagnosed and mistreated, and I've been after the system to end the re-abuse, the re-traumatization of people when they put them in seclusion and restraints. And I so appreciate that SAMHSA is leading the way to stop the trauma of treatment, to stop the hurt and the abuse that's happening in our communities. That's what's going to create a mentally healthy community, not a community laden with mental illness.
What about the differences between men and women? I know that's sort of an issue or focus that's been a big passion of your work.
Men have trauma issues that look a little different than women's trauma issues. The primary abuser for women is often male. The primary abuser for men, or boys, is often also male. So being abused by someone of the same sex creates a whole different dynamic that creates emotional difficulties to overcome. And so men need, a little extra something special to help them. And we're socialized very differently to sort of like suck it up and, just, get on and handle it. And, when we reach a point where we can't handle it anymore, we need a little extra help.
Okay, thank you so much, Pat. I really appreciate your dropping by. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the celebration.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Our next presenter is a very talented and dynamic actress, star of such films as Pretty Woman, television, Just Shoot Me, and Saving Grace. Please welcome Laura San Giacomo.
I think I need the box. As an elementary school student, he ran an underground newspaper that railed against segregation. He fought against the school dress code and campaigned for women's rights, veterans' rights, and farmers' rights. Lucky for us, Pat channeled that expertise, as well as his own experience, into a campaign to improve the mental health system. After surviving an abusive, frightening childhood, Pat's trauma caught up with him in his early 20s. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, he faithfully followed orders and entered intensive therapy. He became a husband, a father, a college graduate, and attended law school. In the meantime, his repressed memories and emotions churned inside, leading to severe depression, a suicide attempt, and a series of heart attacks beginning at age 35. During his recovery, Pat worked as an intensive care manager with people identified as homeless with mental illnesses and a therapist at a locked inpatient unit. He tried to change the system from within, but felt that he could have a greater impact working outside the system. He traveled Colorado and started more than 40 peer support self-help groups and brought them together as the first statewide consumer network. As his involvements grew, so did his national reputation as a leader of strength, intelligence, and integrity. Using his experience and expertise, he designed peer training that incorporated his own vision of trauma-informed care, as well as many of the basic core concepts of advocacy. Pat is now a leading advocate for building coalitions in the cross-disability movement. He has served on the board of Witness Justice and provided leadership on addressing gaps in our system and how best to advocate for positive change. He has successfully championed the cause of trauma survivors, particularly on men's issues at the local, state, and national levels for almost 30 years, including as a member of SAMHSA's National Advisory Council. I am so pleased to present this Consumer Peer Leadership Award to the remarkable Pat Risser.
There was a psychology professor who was teaching about manic depression, and she asked the class, "What do you call someone who paces back and forth madly, screaming at the top of their lungs 1 minute, and the next minute sits and sobs?" One hand in the back of the class raised, said, "A basketball coach?" I'm sorry to do that. I realize this is a real serious night with all the trauma stuff, but you know, I really believe in the healing power of laughter. So there was a 7-year-old boy who didn't know when the next beating was going to come or where or why. Mom was not a happy person, but Mom was getting remarried. And this 7-year-old boy looked up at the man she was going to marry, and he said, "Will you be my daddy?" That 7-year-old boy was looking for hope. Hope didn't come. The man was a pedophile, and that 7-year-old boy would be raped in the middle of the night. That 7-year-old child was me. And the memories all went away. I did the only thing I knew to survive. I made them go away. But as I got older, the memories started coming back. I couldn't live with the emotional pain, so I tried to take my own life. You're not allowed to do that in this country. They lock you up. So I went into the mental hospital. And when I got angry at what had happened, they did the only thing they knew to do with somebody whose anger scared them. They put me into seclusion and restraints, where the overwhelming feeling was powerlessness, the same powerlessness that that 7-year-old child felt. I got angry, and I told the system, we got to stop hurting people. Seclusion and restraints are torture. They are not help. They are not treatment. We need to do something to save our children. We have to stop abuse. We can help. We need to do that. We need to get into the homes and stop domestic violence. We need to stop people hurting people. I thank SAMHSA for helping me find a voice that went away for so long. I thank my peers. It's such an honor to be up here tonight sharing the stage with Jackie McKinney, one of my best friends. I realized growing up at some point that I didn't really have a family, because I couldn't call the people who hurt me family. I couldn't do that. That wasn't honest. But as I became an adult, I realized I'm an adult now. I can choose.
and I got to choose my family. And there are a number of my family here in this audience. Jackie McKinney, Paolo Del Vecchio from SAMHSA, Kathy Stringer's back there someplace taking pictures of me. And I've got the greatest family in the world. I've got people who love me and people I love, and that's what it's all about. We can heal, we can recover. Thank you so much.